Now we're going to write the domain and range for continuous graphs. We just did the domain and range for discrete graphs, which is when points are just plotted on the XY plane, but continuous graphs is when those points are connected with a line. All right. So for example, I have a point here and a point here. All right. If I leave them just like that, that's a discrete graph. But we're talking about a continuous graph, so that means they're connected by a line. Right, so the easiest way to set up the domain and range, remember domain are the x values and range are the y values, is to surround it by the less than sign. Alright, that's the first way to get it set up. Alright, so then the next thing is we want to draw a box around our figure here. And in this case it's just a line, so we're going to draw a box around it, a perfect box. So what that does is it allows us to know the minimum and maximum x values and the minimum and maximum y values. So in order to find the minimum x values, I just go to the left side of the box and I ask myself, what is the x value there at that line, right? So at this line here, the left side of the box, I went over 1, 2, 3. So it's -3. And then the right side of the box, right here, I went over 2 to get there. 1, 2. Alright? And then the next thing I ask myself is, can x be equal to -3? And the way I know that is that it's a closed circle. It's a shaded in circle. So I say yes, it can be equal to it. Alright? Then can x be equal to +2? Well, that's also a shaded in circle, so yes. Alright? Now, can y? Let's see, what is the minimum y value? We go to the bottom of the box for this one. And I say, how many did I go down to get to the bottom of the box? Well, I went down 2. So that's -2. All right, to get to the top of the box, I went up 2. So that's a +2. Okay, now I ask the same question, but for y. Can y be equal to -2? Well, the point that's at -2 is a shaded in circle. So yes. So I say less than or equal to here. All right. Can y be equal to +2? Well, that circle's also shaded in, so I'm going to say yes. All right. So now we're going to do another one here, but we're going to have an open circle and we'll have a closed circle. All right. And we connect those two with a line. All right. So you remember what the first thing that we do was? Yeah, we're going to draw a box. Perfect box around it so it all fits in there. Okay. Sorry, I had it off the page there. Okay, so for the x, surround it with the inequality sign, and the same for the y. Right, this is the domain. This is the range. So the left side of the box, how many did I go over to get to the left side of the box? 1, 2, 3. So again, I went over 3. How many did I go over to get to the right side of the box? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, can x be equal to -3? Well, at -3, there's an open circle, which means that x cannot be equal to that point. So I just leave that alone. I say -3 is less than x. All right, and then I go to the right side of the box. Can x be equal to 5? Well, since that circle shaded in, it can. So x is less than or equal to 5. You got to be really careful with these equal signs. Now let's go for y. So the bottom of the box to the top of the box. Okay, so the bottom of the box, how many did I go down to get there, starting from 0? Went down 1, 2. So that's -2. All right. Then to go to the top of the box, we went up 2, 1, 2. So that's +2. All right, now the question is, can y be equal to -2? Well, I go to the bottom of the box, and that's an open circle there. So no, so I leave that alone. Can y be equal to +2? Go to the top of the box, and that's a closed circle there, so yes. All right, so that's a domain and range for a continuous line function. All right.